Alright, so today I'm making red beans for you. This is a New Orleans style red beans, and this brand here, Camilla brand, you can use whatever brand that you use, but this is a staple in New Orleans. I was cooking these beans for a party, so I'm using 2 pounds. You can just use 1 pound. Everything you see in the recipe, just cut all the ingredients in half, and you have your normal family size pot of red beans. So let's get it. Let's get on these red beans. So I'm gonna empty both packs of red beans into the pot. Okay, so now we're gonna add the water. And I was kind of eyeballing it, so I added enough water to cover the red beans, but it was about 1.5 to 2 inches over the red beans. Okay, so now this is the first stage of seasoning your beans. So we're gonna add a couple bay leaves and also the secret ingredient, a cap full of crab water. And then I'm gonna add one more bay leaf. Why not? I'm cooking 2 pounds of beans. So we're gonna put the top on and cook it at a medium heat until your water starts to cream. Your water is gonna turn colors, you're gonna see. And this is the vegetables that we're gonna use. We're gonna use 2 whole bell peppers, 1.5 onions, and 2 stalks of celery. So like I said, I was making this for a party, and we're gonna use 3 packets of beef sausage. You can use andouille sausage, that's typical New Orleans, that's traditional, but I don't eat pork. So now you see the red beans, the water has started to change colors. Now it's time to add the vegetables that I showed you earlier. And at this point, we're gonna add 32 ounces of unsalted chicken broth to the pot. And we typically use unsalted because we're gonna salt it ourselves and we're gonna salt it to taste. So now it's time to add the rest of our seasonings. We're gonna use 2 teaspoons of Tony Satcher, some Creole Cajun seasoning. We're gonna use 3 teaspoons of dried basil, 2 teaspoons of crushed red peppers, 2 teaspoons of ground sage, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of onion powder. Now we're gonna start off with 2 teaspoons of salt because, like I said, we're gonna salt it to our taste. You can't remove salt, but you can always add. So we're gonna be tasting this on our way to the finished product. So we're gonna cover that and let it cook some more. But in the meantime, we're gonna start on our sausage. To a hot pan, I added some grapeseed oil and then all 3 packets of the beef sausage. And we're just gonna cook that until it browns, just draw some of that beef flavoring out of the sausage, and we're gonna add it to the pot. So now we're gonna give the sausage an extra kick. We're gonna add some Tony Satcher, some Cajun Creole seasoning, and then also 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. Now that our sausage has somewhat brown, we're just gonna take a little bit and put it on the side. You know, this is what we're gonna snack on while the food is cooking. And the rest of it is going in a pot with the oil and the grease included. That's gonna add flavor to the beans. Now we're just gonna give that a stir. And now we're gonna add some smoked turkey wing parts. I usually use smoked turkey necks, but I couldn't find it. So I went ahead and I grabbed this pack of smoked turkey wings, actually 2 packs. And we're gonna add both of those packs to the pot. And at this point, we're gonna add about 4 more cups of water because now we're gonna put the top on it and let it cook. And throughout that time, a lot of this water is gonna evaporate. The juice from the beans is gonna thicken. You're gonna see it's not gonna be too watery or it's not gonna be too thick. It's gonna be just right. So our beans have been cooking for about an hour now. You can kind of see that the water is starting to evaporate out of the beans, but I tasted it and I felt it needed more salt. So I added 2 more teaspoons of salt. Then we're gonna cover it and let it cook some more. Okay, so about 30 minutes later, I tasted it again. It needed more salt. So I added 2 more teaspoons of salt and also 2 more teaspoons of Cajun Creole seasoning. Okay, so 45 minutes later, I check on the beans again. I tasted them. The seasoning is right. The salt level is perfect. I don't need to add any more seasoning. And all I'm doing, I'm just checking the beans right now. I like my beans to burst open. I don't like them whole, hard, and firm. So at this point, we're gonna turn the fire off and we're gonna add 3 to 4 teaspoons of dried parsley. And now that we've added the parsley, your beans are all done. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button and share this video with your friends. See y'all next time.